Hello and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. My name's Negative Root and let's get cracking. Today we're going to be working on the Uplink Nick 2 because the number 1 blew up. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's highly hilarious, so I do recommend it. But we're going to fix a few things. Firstly, we're going to put some recovery on this stage, and we're going to go with an active winglet for this one. And hopefully this will flap spoiler. Anyway, hopefully this will allow us to change our angle of flight, because last time it was poor, like it was really bad. We went straight up to about 20k and then had to go sideways and it was shit. So yeah, this is our second attempt to put a satellite in orbit. And basically I'm hoping that with a better launch profile I'll be able to put it in orbit on first pass. It was half the problem last time was the fact that well, basically we lost connection with KSC. The space sensor couldn't control the probe, which is that lovely remote tech putting its oar in, making sure that we can't have things too easy. Right, so we have everything green, go, good, take off. Oh, that is much better. That is flying much better now. I like that. Still wobbling a little bit, but that's okay. We can deal with that. So now I can control this ascent very accurately. Whereas last time I think it was relying on just the probe core and the inline torque that I have up there. So we're really going to start to punch it now. Ramp up the thrust and see if we can really start to get some momentum going. Starting to oscillate a little bit, which is not good. Just got to throttle back when it starts to do that. So we'll get it tilted over now, 45 degrees. Now I'm thinking I tilted too early. I'm not liking how the numbers are running here. What we'll do now is basically just tilt it over, start building up that lateral delta V as much as we can. We don't really need any more height, we just need sideways. You should notice that the periapsis is still negative 350,000. So stage, and continue on our journey. See that everything's starting to blow out now. Well and truly at orbital speeds. Oh my god, we're not even going to make it now. Screw it. We're getting this thing in orbit, whether no matter what happens. It's gonna get some serious height on it, that's for sure. It's nearly gonna... oh, it's gonna make it to the moon. That is hilarious. At some point... oh my god. Maybe. Oh, wrong way. Now things are getting real desperate. There we go. That's what's up. 80. Now, next time we come around, what we can do is actually drop that freaking apoapsis down from being out there to something a little bit reasonable. I don't know, so like, whoa, let's get a bit happy. Something like that. Yep, I like it. Whoa. So what we'll do is we'll just, yep, come to there. We can close down Kerbal Engineer and boot up the alarm clock. And it's going to take us 20 seconds, so a minute before is fine. Off we go. Hell of an orbit. Okay, so burn time's 20 seconds, which means we need to go 10 seconds from the node. So we'll just speed up again a little bit. And we have no connection. Shit. Should have known that. What is that orbital period? 9 hours, greater than a day. We might get a connection here somewhere. Yeah, 500 kilometers. We're only... apparently that's too far away. Oh, bugger. Should have put a bigger antenna on it. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. The stars align. Wonderful. Here it comes. Nope. That's not good. Actually, what we need to do is go radial out. So that'll lift it back up again. And we can continue to drop. Oh, there we go. Now this is not the most efficient way to do orbital mechanics, but until I get this first satellite up, I'm kind of stuck. Because I need this to start to build a bit of a network, basically. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to burn this stage until it goes. That's fine if that goes up a bit. Because this needs to be below 500 kilometers. Like well and truly below 500 kilometers. Okay. Now that we got that. Yep, that'll go. $80,000 meters, so that's fine. So what this will help me do is just see around the corner. So if there's something, you know, here-ish, and the uplink 2 is here, you know, it'll pick up the signal and then it'll relay it. That's the theory anyway. Okay, there's our uplink. Ooh, we're so close. And what's our orbital period now? 37 minutes, so it's a fraction of a day. So we might get it on the next pass. Kerbin is rotating around, that gap is closing. And that's going to be perfectly above it by the looks of it. Yeah, that's great. That's exactly where I want it. Right. Let's just roll forward to the periapsis and we'll adjust that orbit. Now, what I'm thinking is we'll just get it back down to say 100 or 80. $81 and 80, done. Oh boy, so there's 400 meters per second left in the vessel, so that's fine. We'll just orientate it north. And the uplink Nick 2 is in orbit. It's going to stay in orbit. Wonderful. So let's just head back to the space center. See if there's another contract or something for us to take. Oh. Oh. Jesus. Oh, scheiße. Okay, so here's a couple of, yeah, really fun ooh, there's two really fun contracts right there. Well, let's get some landed stuff. Or do we? So these, we just basically have to fly through some waypoints. So we'll get these 3 landed contracts and work on them, because they'll be just a little bit of cash, a little bit of prep, you know, keep things rolling. We've got some points that we might be able to spend. Nope. So none of this stuff, none of this good stuff we can get to yet, because we don't have the science. Struts and launch clamps would be very, very handy. So we'll grab those 2 and the caffeine storage because that's cheap. I'm thinking after these contracts that kind of a basically a geosynchronous satellite system is in order. That's what I'm thinking. So there we go. So we've got 3 landed contracts. We'll save that. We'll load our test. Okay, we'll delete the test because that's not a thing apparently. Okay, we'll do that. What contracts have we got? Stacked a couple of T45. Shame I can't put it on that. That would have been great. And the radial decoupler. No. Solid fuel. Okay. No fuel. No fuel. So we've got a stacked decoupler, a solid fuel, and liquid fuel. This is just a test. Save launch. Now I just need to fix up my staging before we go too far. Before I blow something up. Okay, so, yep, Z. That's wonderful. We've got all the contract conditions fulfilled. That's that one stage. That blow up booster, that's a bugger. But we've got 3 contracts, so 2 and 3, done, recover. Cool, done. Polar orbit, that's really cool. Alright, so we've got 65,000. Here are obviously the waypoints that we've got to fly through. Oh, okay. It's also showing us the it's also showing us the orbits that it wants us to put the things in. That's a really freaking cool orbit. So here's the thing, right? That's actually going to, that would have a moon encounter eventually. That's actually outside of the influence of the moon by the looks of it. That a big one. That's interesting orbit, that's for sure. Now the only issue I've got is, do I have the, you know, the power to get it up that high? It's the only thing I'm concerned about currently. Thinking. I'll continue thinking, and I'll see you in the next episode, where I continue to try and work through KSP Hardmode.